Hello everyone, and welcome to the last final refrain adaptive game of this round. Quickdraw versus Nowinstereo. Um, let me... I don't know why I have to do this every time, but let me quickly get the visuals. There we go. And yeah, let's go to the slideshow, which will hopefully start at the beginning. It does not, that's fine. Alright, so final refrain, you know it, you love it. Final match of this week, Quickdraw versus Nowinstereo in the upper right quadrant. Rounding out the week. We have Quickdraw. Do we really need to say anything else? And we have Nowinstereo, the person Quickdraw called the best adaptive player. So here we go with a spicy matchup. It's Grim Reminders, what? Versus AOA. And not just any Grim Reminders. It's not just your dad's Grim Reminders. Pretty spicy Grim Reminders, I would say. Some Winds of Death, no key abduction, but some Ironix Rebel with a psychic network. Then some fun stuff in Untamed as well. And 2 BR guys, as well as a Curse Tomb. And then on the other side, we have AOA, which is also not your parents' AOA deck, mainly because, and this is just guessing, but mainly because your parents aren't playing Keyforge. But if they are, all the more power to you. Then I unmute myself. I did. Okay, that's good. Just one of those intrusive thoughts. But also a pretty cool AOA deck. A lot of disruption in this, which it is known for, but double life ward. Pretty good against some creature turns. Now, in the summary, we only see 2 creatures being mentioned, but I'm sure the Quickdraw's deck has more than 2 of those. Logos has a lot of good efficiency, as AOA is known for. And then, interesting enough, has the key abduction without the Marsh Generosity. But so, Quickdraw going for Winds of Death could really set things up. So that is an interaction to be aware of. Also, a whopping 3.5 artifact control, which with the Curse of Disappearance, Curse Tomb, and Fangtooth might be pretty relevant. I see the shark here. Not sure if there's anything else. But yeah, let's go to Quickdraw's deck. Anything that we didn't see in the overview, and we're starting to see some creatures. In Mars, we have Glix Proliferator and Grabber Jammers to be ready with the Rebel, as well as targeting still for recursion. And in the Geistoid, we have some regular value creatures, Harvest Skimmers, and Mamet with discards, which is basically a lab work in creature form, which then lab works again, I suppose. Pretty solid. And no stereo side, we also have some double turrets for some ammo control in the dis. Wild wormholes for some more efficiency. Knowledge is power, but I don't think there's too much to set it up. The Eureka and Researcher, well, and the Hexpion. No, okay, I could see some large knowledge is power turns coming up. And some more Marsh stuff. I think we saw most of the relevant things there. Alright, this random mouse also artifact control, so that's where the other 1.5 is coming from. And yeah, with that being said, around now should be the time where the players are ready to start their game. I know one of them was running a little bit later, but it was only a couple of minutes. So with any luck, we will see a game starting soonly. Let's see. In the meantime, was anything said in the chat? Hello, not tonight. All right. Let's see. Is there a lobby yet? There is. Oh, it's already 4 minutes old. Okay. I guess they were ready sooner than expected. Is this your password? No. Okay. And then I will need some help with the password. Where's the passwords? There you go. Alright. Is this your password? There you go. Right. And we do see Quickdraw as the bottom player, so that's good. We have also Quickdraw as the starting player. Yeah. So some more interesting stuff. We saw the double "Don't Believe Your Eyes," as well as a Curse of Disappearance. Those conflict a little bit, of course. But I wonder if the AoE deck really wants to play its creatures. It has quite a few Logos ones, of course, and these ones are a little bit nice for the ammo control. But perhaps it can get away with not doing so. Except whatever is coming out of a wild wormhole, perhaps. Or at least in the late game, after Quickdraw has expended some resources to get the board clear, just don't fill it again. Ammo control wise, how are these decks looking? There's a life art in the dish, so a little bit of stalling for AoE. Logos AoE Logos not known for its ammo control, and I think that remains true here. Yeah, no, yeah, 0 ammo control. And then in Mars we have Mars needs Ember. And that's also and the Nisik Resonator. Okay, so pretty limited ammo control, I would say, but still some dynamic tools to deploy in the right moments. Oh, they are strangers to love. They have not known love in their life. It is confirmed. Alright, but yeah, we see players drawing their opening hands. Yeah, hello Stormstrong. Memeing off in the chat a little bit, that's fine. So yeah, you thought we were doing a Keyforge stream, but actually it's a, oh god, 80s to 90s pop culture music lyric stream. Let's pinpoint it at that time window. So yeah, what are your favorite songs from the 1990s? Let me know in the chat. Whoa, I'm doing a call to action. Yeah, in 7 hours there's a recap stream. So look out for that. Anyway, we see both players not having mulligans and just happy with their starting hands. Okay, let me quickly check for the M control on the Grim Reminder side. We have the Bjorgeist into possible Tourette's, of course. Tribute Collector and Dark Lamp can both capture. In the meantime, we see a life ward into this creature coming down after Quickdraw discards a K-Mac wrong. No trust in that. And it's back to Quickdraw here. And I would say perhaps a little bit more ammo control in the Mars side to round that out. But we see one of those cards, Don't Believe Your Eyes, with the capture icon going away here. But not for long, because Yingstill is going to archive the Don't Believe Your Eyes. Place a Grammar Jammer, and raise both creatures with the Rebel. We'll archive the Yingstill, and then also Reap with the Grabber Jammer. Pretty solid opening turn. We are only at 1 card in the discard so far. Do you have any way to accelerate this? Inner somewhere can do that. Other than that, perhaps not. The Aberrant Warp event will also help with that respect. But yeah. Also, Nowinstereo will probably have to keep the psychic network in mind at all times. Can already be kind of scary with 2 ready marsh creatures on the board. If they are making Ember at least. And goes into a marsh turn themselves. One of my favorite Keyforge plays, by the way, is the defensive key abduction, where you use the key abduction to return all your opponent's marsh creatures to their own hand. That one does get a little bit worse with an Ironix Rebel. I will have to grant that, but still. Interesting turn. We see the Fixed Finger being discarded, but the Mind Warper being played. I suppose the reason for that is both to impede the Winds of Death, if it ever happens, and also for the Gravel Jammer to not give any fight targets, I guess. And also the Sim collection, but yeah. Quickdraw in the meantime goes into Untamed, discards both spooky charges. No, just one. Never mind. Discards the Dew Fairy. So both creatures, and does that because of the Fangtooth Cavern. So Fangtooth Cavern taking out the Mind Warper, and because of that, the Gub will also go back down to 1 power. So if Nowinstereo doesn't play anything. Also, I realize right now that the Dew Fairy is because of the Life Art, of course. But if Nowinstereo doesn't play anything, the Gub will be the next on the chopping block. Goes into this here. Could fight with the Gub to force the Fangtooth to kill something on Quickdraw's board. And yeah, does exactly that. Also puts 4 damage onto the Anguish. Pretty nice. Key costs 10 for Quickdraw at the moment. And with nothing else happening, our next rebel will be killed by the Fangtooth here. Let's see. The Mamet could be a pretty good... no, we'll go into Quick Draw. Waste not the rebel, so probably won't be... Yeah, discards the Flumph, regrowths and discards the Flumph again. And then the Fangtooth will take care of that Anguish with 4 damage. Yeah, and Nowinstereo is going to go into Logos for the first time here. Also, we are at 8 cards in the discard pile right now. So it might be starting to go into the danger zone where Nowinstereo doesn't want to play creatures anymore. Or perhaps something like the Shark, which will allow you to take care of the Fangtooth Cavern. But does still play the Helper Bot into the Syntax Harvester. A little bit awkward here. And uses Knowledge's power to archive a card. So yeah, value is just getting rid of the harvester from the hand. Higher than a possible steal 2 from Quick Draw here. And Quick Draw goes into Mars, gets the Archive into the hand. Plays Aberrant Warp event. But while Nowinstereo is discarding a lot of cards, only finds the Jervy. Only finds the Jervy for themselves. So it doesn't get any more cards in the discard pile. And that might actually become a little bit of a problem. Well, we are at 9 cards in the discard, but yeah, place Don't Believe Your Eyes while not haunted. So it's going to just capture a single ember on Jervy. And now Don't Believe Your Eyes. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, sorry. So we saw the capture icon rolling first. There was only one Don't Believe Your Eyes. And yeah. Perhaps, well, it's a little bit awkward with if the Aberrant Warp event had gotten one more card in the discard pile, Quickdraw's turn would have worked here. But now it's a little bit awkward. The Don't Believe Your Eyes not doing very much, but at least now the target archives it again, so that's something. Yeah, being haunted is pretty important. Because I think the confusion came from, and I'm sure in most cases Quickdraw would notice. But if you have 9 cards in your discard pile and you're playing an action card, then while the action resolves, you are not haunted yet. And only after it resolves, it goes into your discard pile as the 10th card. But that's probably how Quickdraw was counting to 10 and made a small lapse of judgment. But then again, you probably wouldn't have discarded Ying still, I think, just to get Steel off. So might just be a kind of the same outcome regardless. Destroys them all to get rid of the Fangtooth Cavern and the Jervy. For Nowinstereo here. And we see a somewhat potent board coming down for Quickdraw, for Nowinstereo. How are our Winds of Death looking like? Yeah, I think it's pretty difficult for Quickdraw to Winds of Death here. Just because you're putting 7 cards in your opponent's archives, putting you pretty squarely into key abduction range. And yeah, it's now back to Quickdraw. Both players at 5 Ember right now, so I would say actually pretty low Ember generation across these decks, and more focused on controlling the board and some of the opponent's creatures. Actually, yeah. We have... Okay, so Quickdraw notably hasn't gone into Geistoid a single time yet. So that is possibly what's coming up right here. Might just be thinking about whether to do the Winds of Death. Inner Somewhere could also be pretty strong, archiving perhaps Arnix Rebel in Ying still, and then with a Psychic Network on some next turn, stealing 2 with the Network, 2 with the Don't Believe Your Eyes, setting up for quite a bit of steal here, I think, if we do see that come down. And yeah, just going to Geistoid, and I think the big decision that Quickdraw has been thinking about is whether to play or discard that Winds of Death. Or keep it in hand, of course. Nowinstereo, because of the Aberrant Warp event, is pretty far through the deck right now. Okay, so we see Bjorgeist into Helperbot and actually place the Bjorgeist Don't Believe Your Eyes for value, capturing 2 onto the Neutron Shark, and place in here somewhere to archive Don't Believe Your Eyes and Aberrant Warp Event. Nice. But yeah, what I think I was saying, okay, we see a Harvest Skimmer and a Tribute Collector. Sure, the Harvest Skimmer. Actually, that's probably a little bit more annoying than sure. Becoming a little bit of a threatening Geist board. But yeah, Nowinstereo pretty close to being through their deck right here. So possibly sometime in the future, just after redraw, Quickdraw might be able to play the Winds of Death, wipe out Nowinstereo's board, archive only his own discard pile. And that could be troublesome for Nowinstereo. So the question is, what do you do about this? Not play many cards, not use the Neutron Shark, neither of which sounds like great options in a game you want to win. For custom virus considerations, by the way, with some robots, you can take out most of Quicktraw's board here. But I think the Helper Robot might be the only... No, the Hexion is robot as well, right? Or is it Cyborg? I have to look it up. Okay, quick detour. What are the traits on Hexion? It's a AI, of course. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, that wouldn't help you here. And does go into logos here. Puts down some creatures on the board. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 logos cards that are shown right here. Which might mean there are quite a lot left in the deck. And you're probably only going to get 1 Neutron Shark activation here. Which will probably take out the Helper Bot, perhaps. Put it back into the discard pile for reshuffle. Or just a Harvest Skimmer. Yeah, does the Harvest Skimmer. But Neutron Shark discards a non-logos card. And another, and is going to keep eating some stuff here. And now it's going to become a little bit tricky. What do you blow up on your own board? Probably the Beam Buckler. And then also perhaps the Helper Bot. Alright, that's the 10th card, so there were only 2 logos cards left. And yeah, and here we do see the logos card being discarded, so that is where the fun will stop for now. And it probably means that last card in the deck is a logos card. But it also does mean that Nowinstereo will be redrawing through the discard pile here. And not have anything to be archived with the Winds of Death. Use the life ward to stall Quickdraw's next turn. Also, sorry, what did we see? I think last turn Quickdraw just archived 2 Don't Believe Your Eyes. Oh no, it was that and Aberrant Warp Event. So, because he left the Rebel alone, I think the chances are pretty likely that there was a Winds of Death in hand at that point. And this might be the moment to deploy it. Could be especially good with a Cursed Tomb, just getting rid of the Nizic Resonator. Yeah, that's what we see happen. And then here is the Active Charge, also nice. Oh wow, no Winds of Death. That is surprising. Yeah, I would say that's surprising. Best bet here might be to go back into Logos, kill both these Logos creatures with the Shark, put another one next to the Resonator and reap with the CYX. And then at least you will have 2 creatures in your discard pile. And put your archive up to 5 cards. But yeah, also quick draw now at check for the first key. and the director getting some value here. And yeah, I would say this is a pretty tough spot for Nowinstereo. I don't really see the Mars Needs Ember ever working. Does go into Logos, but takes the archives into the hand. Really? Okay. So what do you take the archives into your hand for? Double Wild Wormhole being archived. There is a Hexpion in there, of course. So that's something. Place Wild Wormhole into a Life Ward. That could be nice after the Winds of Death turn that's coming up. Just going to do some Reaping. Hexpion, yeah, probably, yeah, you put it next to the Resonator, probably really needed that extra creature here, which I think is fair. And then still the regular thing of getting the Neutron Shark and the Helper Bots. I don't think you're too worried about these artifacts. Like, they're kind of annoying, but you probably cannot afford to kill... oh, okay, never mind. Gets rid of the Custom Virus and the Neutron Shark. And does get to go again. Killing the Hexpion and the Helper Bot. And ending the effect there. Yeah. Place the Researcher, so it's going to prevent the key for quick draw here. Dark does not particularly want to poke, so archives the top card of the deck. Fair enough. So right now only the Helper Bot is in the discard pile for Nowinstereo. And it's back to quick draw. Yeah, I think Winds of Death still looking pretty good here. So if he's found it, we might be seeing that happen. Also, of course, with the Plow Sword, you can put the Helper Bot on the bottom of the deck so it doesn't get archived. But we have already seen 2 consecutive Geist turns here, so might not have enough for a third one. Although I think Winds of Death by itself is probably enough to put you into Geist here. But maybe I'm focusing too much on the Winds of Death. It does seem like Nowinstereo is on check. Okay. Quick Draw goes to Geistoid, plays the BR Geist for the Helper Bot. That's pretty nice. Now, relevantly, oh no, it doesn't do that, just plays the Yinkstill. Got ahead of myself a little bit there. Yinkstill is going to archive something. No more Mars actions, really. Yeah, archives in here somewhere, that makes sense. It's going to Plow Sword, put the thing on the bottom, kill Yinkstill, alright, and then Winds of Deaths. Alright, yeah, fair enough. And is now at check at 12. Nowinstereo is going to force the first key here. But some tough times ahead for Nowinstereo. Because other than the Knowledge's power, I also don't think there's too much Ember generation in these houses outside of the creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this. Yeah, and there's some left. Eureka could help set it up. I don't think you can play a creature anymore here. There's one. There's one. Don't believe your eyes in the archives right now. There might be a second one in the hand. It's all a little bit difficult. But yeah, I feel like Quickdraw is probably pretty ahead here. It's going to go into this. Does that mean shreds? Or binding iron and exhume? Place the gup. Calls the weak. Lashes the dreams. So yeah, you can tax for 3 here, which is fine, and play the charrettes. You could even play the second charrette, but that might not be worth it. But yeah, notably has played some creatures, so it's pretty vulnerable to quick draws, ammo control right now. I also don't think that there are too many ways to get rid of your own creatures. There's the shark, there's the destroy them all, there's the extinction, and the custom fires. There's some stuff, but nothing. Okay, and there's the unlocked gateway. I don't think I don't think the unlocked gateway is going to happen this turn, but you never know. Could just be can have played the creatures and then decide no, actually this is not worth it, and retroactively discard them instead. But I think Nowinstereo is going to try to put some creatures down on this board. You might need them to contest the Mars creatures that are undoubtedly coming right now with the Psychic Network, which you can kind of repeat every turn. There's a proliferator here, right? We cannot say anymore, but I think there's a proliferator. No, wait, that was the... There you are. Okay, I'm fairly certain I saw a proliferator somewhere. I think it was in the Grim Reminder deck. So yeah, quick draw forces for 9 here. Nowinstereo decides to discard the second charrette. Yeah, that sounds wise. And now probably has to decide between 3 awesome turns. Okay, maybe the Untamed turn might not be super special awesome. But I think the Mars and the Geistoids are both probably pretty good. Especially the Mars. Yeah, it's difficult to not see a Mars turn happen here, I think. Just too much good stuff in there. There are still 6 cards in the draw pile, of course, and no draw icons on the quick draw side. Oh, also I noticed that I'm very awake, so a mere 30 minutes into the game, I have noticed that there is no timer actually running right now. That's a little bit of an issue. I think it hasn't been quite 30 minutes yet, but I think it has been 25. And at this pace, we might not get to a conclusion in time. But that's a later worry. That's a worry for Captain Guild 20 minutes from now. Right now, we're just playing some Keyforge. Yeah, it seems like maybe Geistoid is tempting because you can build out the Geistoid board and then also with in here somewhere archive BR Geist, Active Charge, or BR Geist, Winds of Death, or okay, never mind. It was the house I was least expecting. Untamed takes all the archives into the hand. Has the Lost in the Wild. That is pretty good here. Going to shuffle everything back into Nowistereo's deck. And is going to probably discard the Jervy to archive Active Charge. Waste not the Floof. Draws 2 cards. 4 cards left in the deck. But with 18 cards in hand, is not going to draw naturally anytime soon. So yeah, discards the Jervy. It will be interesting to see what Quickdraw grabs here. Active Charge is probably the easiest answer. But you can also go for the creature control, right? In Lost in the Wilds or Winds of Death even. Right now there is one. Okay, now there are 5 creatures in the Nowistereo's discard pile, so probably don't want to take the Winds of Death. Archives BR Geist, nice. So can possibly get the Neutron Shark from Nowistereo's deck. And Neutron Shark without logos in your deck can be pretty good. Alright, we see Nowistereo into logos. Also notably doesn't get to check here. Hey Orion, good to see you here as well. Use the life ward for no creature turn after this. Wild Wormholes into another Ember icon, that's nice. Oh, and now you can also take out any tricky targets that Quickdraw might be trying to grab with the Bjorgeist. Even if the life ward itself also prevents that. So we'll probably see the Neutron Shark, and then maybe the Resonator and the Researcher being shuffled back in. No, returns nothing with the not finished with you. Alright. And Knowledge is Power. Unfortunately, we've seen a pretty sizable archive on Nowistereo's side those previous turns. But unfortunately, right now doesn't have it, and it's just going to archive a card here. Doesn't quite get the check, and now both players on 5 Ember for their second key, but with Quickdraw's turn coming up next. Who goes into Mars, puts down some artifacts, and plays the Don't Believe Your Eyes to steal 2. Is going to do it again, most likely. No, okay, so probably left somewhere in the draw pile. Which surprisingly has 4 creatures again. How did that happen? Oh, okay. Sorry, last turn also used Invigorating Shower to get all the Geistoid cards back into the deck. But yeah, the life ward turn doing a pretty good job at stalling Quickdraw here. But that Curse of Disappearances is going to be tricky for the Hexpion. And Nowistereo is going to go into Logos again. Reap it while you can. Place a Helper Bond. Which will play a Curator. I don't think that's... could do something, but not right now. And it's going to use the Helper Bot to play the Mind Warper and abduct the Helper Bot. Now, funnily enough, the Curse of Disappearances, if it comes down early, you could potentially put all your creatures in your opponent's archives. And if they ever do want to take whatever they are archiving with Inner Somewhere, targeting steals, whatever, you're setting up your own key abduction, basically. But yeah, back to quick draw. We might be seeing a Geister turn here. Or perhaps now that the live ward effect is gone, an actual Mars turn. Because last turn could have played the Aberrant Warp event, but didn't chose not to. But also not discarded. So has at least one more Mars action in hand, as well as the Rebel with multiple creatures. But yeah, okay, goes into Geistoid. Picks up the Archives, which was the in here somewhere, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, it was Archive with the Jervy, I think. And we see some creatures coming down, giving the Helper Bolt back to Nowinstereo. Dark Lamp is going to capture Ember. Be our guys to take something. Okay, so the Neutron Shark's not there anymore. No, it was, okay. in the moment I looked, it was put in the field. Yeah, Neutron Shark, pretty good at doing what you need to be doing right here. Can take out the loyalty implants to take something out. Takes out the Harvest Skimmer. Might not see too many rotations going here. I think this might be the last one. Killing Neutron Shark and Hexpion. No. Leaves the Hexpion alive. Fair enough. Ooh, discards the active charge with the Neutron Shark on that last go through. And with in here somewhere is going to archive. Probably the active charge, right? And a Bjorgeist. Or do you go with Mars and just take the Don't Believe Your Eyes and active charge? I could see both of it happening. I think, yeah, I think I would like Don't Believe Your Eyes and active charge. Because if you take the Don't Believe Your Eyes, it becomes really painful for Nowinstereo. And would have to go back into Logos again to possibly only fight Hexpion for no effect. But actually, no, okay. The Tribute Collector doesn't have an Ember on it. So there will be a way to... Oh, no, okay, but while I was thinking about possibilities, Quickdraw does go for the Don't Believe Your Eyes and active charge, but uses Plowsword to remove the Hexpion himself. And Nowinstereo is going to go into this, puts down some creatures onto the board, but Quickdraw will be forging here. Do we have enough for a key in Geistoid? I don't think so. I think there's only like 3 or 4 Ember in Geistoid. No, okay, now you can kill the Charette, so fight Charette, Reap. Active charge is 5, so you would need 1 more Ember icon. Which it seems like Quickdraw doesn't have. So it goes to Mars, puts that Gup back into Nowinstereo's hand. And going to see some Mars shenanigans. Don't Believe Your Eyes is going to steal 2 again. You also see the Proliferator coming down. Yeah, it's the Don't Believe Your Eyes with a capture icon. Not too awkward because... yeah. Anyway, Aberrant Warp Event is going to kill the Dark Lamp even. And kill the Anguish here. Still 2 cards left in the draw pile. Okay, so it seems like Quickdraw will be going through the draw pile here. And won't be hunted after this turn, but it might also be too late to matter. Though that does at least turn off the active charge for next turn. And Psychic Networks for the other 2 Ember. Nice. Take out the Charette and archive the Psychic Network. And yeah, check set 8. Oh, even has the Ying still. Wow. Pretty strong turn. So yeah, entire. Oh, what happened to the active charge? Must have been some discards pip, right? Well, whatever. Doesn't matter too much. Checks at 8. Potential steal 5, and yeah, that is going to be game 1. Game to quick draw. Now I think despite the similar cell scores, the Women Minor deck has a pretty good advantage here. Let's close the logs on the discard. Discord. That's also a thing. And here we go to the reversal game. Yeah, and there was no timer last game, but I think we had still. I think we had about 8 minutes left there, so slightly pushing the envelope, and I will remind the players to for the first game start a timer. But yeah. No, I don't know if because I don't think I think both players would be fine with the game going over time, if I can make that judgment at least. So I don't know what the rules would be if both players refuse the timer, but that's for a little bit later to bring up. In the meantime, Nowinstereo starts with a harvest skimmer, setting up some potential discards and other stuff. Oop. Something happened there. Hopefully, Nowinstereo is still with us. But it's up to Quickdraw now. Who has Mulligans, by the way? Are we going to see some? We see some Mars coming down, Mind Warper and Harvester, and Resonator. If you get to use it, pretty nice. Might be a little bit worse with the Lost in the Woods, if that is relevant. Nowinstereo might, in fact, not actually be good. We see them disconnect again. So, what answers are there? There's the Winds of Death, of course. Right, but we have Nowinstereo back. Yeah, Nowinstereo is back. And has to do an actual full turn right now. Goes into Mars. Now Mars, one of the least creature controlling houses there is in this deck. Plays Don't Believe Your Eyes for no value. That's fine. Plays the Yink still. This is pretty reminiscent of last game. Plays the Grabber Jammer. It's probably not going to make any Ember, so that the Mind Warper is not turn on. But now Quickdraw can go into Mars and reap for 4 at least, if not more. But goes into Logos. What Wormholes Charette. It's fine. Plays the Curator, nice for some ready life wards. And Noise's powers to archive cards. Not the worst, not the best, I think. Hopefully, at least now you draw into some more Mars cards and are able to use it on the next turn. And Nowinstereo is going to go back into Mars. doesn't take the archives because they're nowhere near to being haunted yet. Takes out the harvester and reaps to archive the Yingsto itself, and puts down a proliferator. Now, fortunately for Quickdraw, at least, there's nothing in the discard pile yet. So some of the worst stuff in Mars is not going to happen yet. But still a pretty scary Mars board, especially with these loyalty implants. You can always destroy the loyalty implants, reap for 2, and then archive with the proliferator. On a non-Mars turn, that is. And let's see how Quickdraw answers. Goes for the custom virus. Custom virus notably... oh no, okay, it purges from your hand, but it only destroys the creatures on the board, so it doesn't actually get rid of that Martian loop. But with the Curator and it coming down ready, might be... ooh, that's awkward. Yeah, the Grabber Jammer is only a robot, while the Glix Proliferator is a soldier and a Martian. And yeah, is not going to be able to use the custom virus here, which could be a little bit bad, because now Nowinstereo going to be able to go into any house they want, use the Mars, put another card into the archive, and yeah, not too much pressure coming down from Quickdraw yet. So yeah, it feels like... well, okay. It feels like the Grim Reminder deck is pretty favored in this matchup. But maybe there's some counterplay. Like I said, after your opponent wins with devs, just don't play creatures anymore. Anyway, we see a somewhat mediocre Mars turn. Just to double check, no, there's no life orb. Still going to discard these 2 creatures, and also discard a Spooky Charge. Doesn't want to use the loyalty implants. So that's cool. And it's back up to Quickdraw. I guess just doesn't want to make any Ember with the Mind Warper. That might make some sense. And Quickdraw is going to go into this here. Now we might see a first life orb come down. Yes, and it being ready will immediately prevent Nowinstereo from playing creatures next turn, if he chooses to use it that way. It's going to fight into the Grabber Jammer, play another Shred, and yeah, does use the life ward for no creatures, and lashes for good measure, just to be on the safe side. 4 cards in the discard pile for Nowinstereo so far, so still not going too quickly through the deck. Neither is Quickdraw though. Only 2 creatures in discards versus 3. And back to Nowinstereo. I feel like a Guy's Return could be still pretty nice here. And even with the Grabber Jammer gone, you can still loyalty implants to archive it with the Proliferator. Or you could even archive the Grabber Jammer, of course. Either way, probably going to fill that discard pile a little bit, at least 2 or 3 cards. Okay, it's going to go into Mars and does pull the archives, despite not being entirely haunted yet. An aberrant warp event could change that, but no. Just plays the don't believe your eyes for no value again. Well, okay, you can still capture a single ember onto one of your own creatures. But not the value you generally want to get from that card. Right, yeah. Not being hunted yet. Oh, right, yeah. The thing the players might be struggling from is that you only let creature capture from its own side if you are hunted, but otherwise the capture is not from the own side. Yeah, he's going to re-archive it with the proliferator, but not draw any extra cards. But well, that's, oh no, you need to win this game. Never mind. Might be a little bit bad moment for a mistake here. You really need to win this game as Nowinstereo, of course. I think there's probably a little bit of leeway, but yeah. Pretty awkward turn due to not understanding the entire rules interaction. Thought they were preventing a key, but that's not going to happen. And now Quickdraw goes back into Mars. Uses the Mind Warp to steal one, reap, and not quite kill the proliferator. But almost. Extinctions to... Oh, extinction is just choose a trade, right? So it just kills the Harvest Gamer. And the only Spectre on the board. Oh no, never mind, yeah. Also the only robot on the board, fortunately. There are some robots in the deck Quickdraw is playing right now, but not on the board currently. And Nowinstereo is going to go into Geistoid. The Harvest Gamer survived for so long. It's right like 4 turns, but just one. It was 1 turn short of retirement, or from being used again at least, which is a little bit sad. But I think Nowinstereo will manage. This card generally displays Geistoid wants to go. He's going to lab work a card with the Mehmet and archives the Ying Steel. Very patient with loyalty implants, by the way. I would not have that patience. I would have used it turn 1 without without looking back. But it is pretty nice on a potential future turn before having to redeploy it. Especially if you discard something with an inertial more, perhaps. How are Winds of Deaths looking for creatures on this side? Only 2 on the Quickdraw side, so might actually be kind of priced into Winds of Death. If you can, of course, first play another action, but if you can't, that might be fine. Just to deal with the Quickdraw board for a little bit. It's not quite the value wins you want, but it's something. Alright, it's going to play the Cursed Tomb. That means that all these creatures are probably going to get purged at some point. Active charges and Biergeist for just some Ember, but no additional value. And place a Tribute Collector. Now that will protect something, and it's going to protect the Mehmet. Probably the most important, also because if your opponent kills it, on their turn they can choose to purge the Mehmet before the destroyed effect from the Mehmet itself happens. And Quickdraw is going to go into Logos, reads with the Curator. What cool cards can we see here? Hexpion, and that one is nice. If it dies on the opponent's turn, they can purchase with the Cursed Tomb, but otherwise, yeah, with a Neutron Shark you can destroy it and have it go to the archives instead. And yeah, that's what we will see happen. So it's going to take out the Proliferator, which will get purged because of the Cursed Tomb. Neutron Shark unfortunately finds a Locust card and so won't be able to go again here. Which might be the opportunity for Nowinstereo to permanently purge it. Otherwise could have potentially taken out the Curse Tomb itself. Yeah, Quickdraw, I'm not too happy with that, especially because the lowest card that was discarded was the Helper Bot. I mean, I think 4 out of 15 is pretty close to the the pretty normal 1 in 3, but sure. And researchers to get the bot back at least. Building up a little bit of an archive for potential key abduction. And let's see how Nowinstereo responds. It has been a while since we've seen an Untamed turn, so if they've drawn into too much Untamed, that is what might be happening. Perhaps. No, it goes back into Geistoid. It's pretty nice to fight the Met into the Neutron Shark era, I would say. And you can also take out the Researcher for good, or the Resonator, or the anything really. You can take out anything permanently. Whatever your heart desires, it will be gone, purged from this world. There's no Geistland archives, so those won't be pulled. Winds of Death could also do some work right here. It's going to purge quite a few creatures on the Quickdraw side. Will put 2 of the creatures in the archives. But perhaps with a Bjorgeist could prevent at least one of those. Harvester probably. It might also be a little bit scary to make your opponent's deck too efficient without creatures, and you also need them to play some creatures for the Don't Believe Your Eyes, of course, but there's options. And that is assuming, of course, that the Winds of Death is in hand. Let's see, how many cards did they draw last turn? 4 cards, okay, so quite a few looks at it, but that would only be about a 1 in 5 chance to actually draw it. Yeah, that's also an argument to leave the shark alive for pure guy stuff. But I don't think the Grim Reminder deck really needs it super duper hard. Taking out the Lash of Broken Dreams can be nice. And taking out some creatures on the opponent's side can be nice, but I don't think it's extremely necessary, at least. Yeah, lots of possibilities, lots of creatures you want to kill. Now I think the Mehmet into Neutron Shark is going to be pretty likely here. Even if you would like it in the discard pile for future considerations, I just don't think you can leave that on the board right there. In here somewhere to discard some cards from the top of the deck. Quite some good cards, I would say. Bjorgeist, Don't Believe Your Eyes, our next Rebel. That might hurt a little bit. is going to fight the Mind Warper. Okay. Just doesn't want to kill something. That's interesting. Yeah, okay, so place the Winds of Death, so it doesn't matter too much. It doesn't matter at all, actually. Archives in here somewhere, that's nice. And does the Winds of Death thing. Now, importantly, purchase a lot of creatures in Quickdraw's deck. But this does put Quickdraw up to 6 cards in the archives. Now we have already seen the Knowledge is Power gone. Sorry, I was just thinking back. Quickdraw here complaining about hitting a 4 in 15 chance, which, fair enough, still below average. But I had a certain similar event happen to me yesterday, where I hit a nice 1 in 24 chance. Anyway, it's going to go into this, make some Ember, and discard a Gup. Lash of Broken Dreams for good measure, I would say. I don't, yeah, both key cheats in the discard pile right here. So no way to actually forge on this turn. Does have quite a few creatures in the archives, but importantly, they are not the most, the best ever creatures. Like, okay, we have the Rebel, which is nice. The Grabber Jammer. Oh, I got disconnected from the game. Everyone, oh no. No, please, TCO. Don't do this right now. Okay, so let's take a quick screenshot of everything we know. Well, I say that we know. A lot of this could be recreated, but it would have to rely on Quickdraw and Nowinstereo knowing their own hands, of course. So this is a stupid black box. This is the Grim Reminder site. No artifacts behind there. And then this is the Age of Ascension site. Now, I mean, maybe if I hit the refresh button, we might see a normal in-progress game. Fuck. Well, fuck. That is a little bit awkward. And I'm probably just going to call a judge on, or probably the players have already done it themselves on the discard. Yeah, that's a... Ooh. Yeah. It's pretty awkward because no, Quickdraw was pretty excited about their about his game chances. So yeah, pretty awkward. Stand by. We are looking how. Okay. um, and yeah, we might just see a refire of the game here. Yeah. Uh, it's tough, but it is what it is. Nothing to be done, I'm afraid. Thank you very much, TCO. I mean, not to. Yeah, it does seem like it's specifically this game that has been kicked from TCO. Yeah. So yeah, stand by, and we'll probably be seeing game 2.5 starting soon. Oh, talking about match scores, that's updated with 1 for Quickdraw. There you go. So now in the edit, when we start game 2.5, it will just always look like I was just right on top of things. Yeah. So yeah, on to game 2 once again. Uh, some unfortunate turn of events, but we're going to watch the reversal game once more. Um, okay. We have changed the starting player, and here we go again. Oh, the players did do a quick switch of their positions. So now it's Nowinstereo at the bottom and Quickdraw at the top. And a little bit of a certified oof moment. So I think at this point, Quickdraw can once again talk about bad odds to me. I think this trumps my unfortunate moments from yesterday. All right, so here we are at game 2. Just like with no technical difficulties. This is for the edited replay. With no technical difficulties, and we see Nowinstereo start off with a Hex Peon and the Eureka. So that doesn't. That means that Nowinstereo. The switched perspective confuses me. Nowinstereo starts off with a Winds of Death. That's a pretty awkward first turn, I would say. Um, kind of a lot can be done with it wins, but just doesn't believe in it. So then we see Quick Draw go with the Eureka, play the Hexpion, and No Stereo go into Mars. Ready some stuff, archive Winds of Death with Jog Jinx still. That makes sense. And we see Quick Draw go into Logos, fight the Hexpion into the Rebel, and start to build up that archive, but also pull to the oh god, where I don't understand why there's only 2 cards in the archive right now. Where? because Quickdraw. Where did the archives go? Because Quickdraw Eurekas archives 2 cards and plays the XP on. And then on the next turn, fights the Hexpion into the Rebel and should archive 2 more cards, right? Right, because because Quickdraw is on the upper side of the screen. I figured it out. I've cracked the case. Let me also just switch these names on the stream around. These mean players making it very difficult for us simple streamers to keep up. Yeah. There we go. All right. And now also the score should be changed. Bottom score is a 0, and the top score is a 1. All right. In the meantime, we see 2 live wars come down. After Nowinstereo took a kind of awkward untamed turn. 2 live wards on Quickdraw side has 5 cards in archives, so the key abduction and knowledge is power both looking pretty scary at this point. And it's up to Nowinstereo. So if you want to Winds of Death, you'll probably have to do it somewhat recently before Quickdraw gets too many more creatures into that discard pile. So this might be the Winds of Death turn, even if it is a little bit awkward. But at least you will get back the Rebel for later use. Maybe. I forgot what the other card in the archive is. Oh, it's the Ink still. Yeah, never mind. Could also just go into Mars, archive the Rebel with the Ink still. But it goes into Geistoid, but leaves the Winds of Death in the archives here. Going to see some creatures come down, I would suspect. Yep, Mehmet and Labworks Biergeist. Setting up for a little bit stronger Geistoid turn. The nice thing with Biergeist and Winds of Death is that you first can pull some creature out of your opponent's discard pile, and then make sure that it's not archived with the Winds of Death. That is, if they are at 10 cards in the discard pile at least. Place the Ecto Charge. And place a Cursed Tomb. That's pretty interesting with the Mehmet. If you're Quickdraw, you now can take care of the Mehmet. And that might be what we will be seeing happening. Because Quickdraw is going to go into Logos once more. Kills the Mehmet, purchase it before it can archive a card from the discard pile. And Wild Wormholes into Binding Irons, and Kill the Weak to kill the Grabber Jammer. Pretty good turn for Quickdraw here. And live wards. Nowinstereo is also only at 7 cards in the discard pile. So the Don't Believe Your Eyes not currently functioning. Could potentially discard Jinx still from the archives to get 1 card closer. But I was just about to say, Aberrant Warp Event can do quite a bit of work. But it hasn't. It hasn't. It's only killed. It only discarded a single creature, the Harvest Skimmer, just like we saw on from Quickdraw. And yeah, that means that even if the Don't Believe Your Eyes was in hand, not going to be able to use it here, profitably at least. It does put down the Curse of They play a creature, put it into your archives, then you pull your archives and put it back into their hands, and just kind of mess up their draw stuff. But also, depending on deck order and stuff, we might not see Quickdraw play too many creatures anymore from this point. Although there are still a lot of creatures left, so might not have much of a choice in that regard. Wow, the Aberrant Warp event takes out Destroy Them All, Extinction, Not Finished With You. Oh, that's not even okay. It's not too bad, I would say. These other 4 Ember Pips have already been used to cash in. So Quickdraw is going to go into Mars. Plays Ember, plays the Resonator, and a Mind Warper. And it's going to give back the Buckler. Maybe. No, puts the Resonator into the archives of Nowinstereo. Nowinstereo is going to go into Untamed here. If we have Jervy, might be scrapped for a Rebel Warp event. Waste not the Flume at least, which is going to get purged. Draw 2 cards. Quickdraw though, pretty far ahead on Ember, even without having found the Noise's power. It's going to play the Fangtooth Cavern, which will be purging the Mind Warper in the future. Near future, I should say. Is there anything else to be done in this turn? Nowinstereo does go to check here at 6. Yeah, it's still going pretty well for Quickdraw. With 2 or 3 pretty important cards still left in the deck plus hand right now. Alright, it's going to purge the Dew Fairy from the discard pile and shuffles the Active Charge back into the deck. And yeah, back to Quickdraw. Now, relevantly, you could stop Nowinstereo potentially with a charrette or something, but maybe you just don't want to play creatures anymore, just to avoid those don't believe your eyes that Nowinstereo has. At the end of the turn, you'll have the Beam Buckler will disappear, and then you don't have any creatures at the board anymore. So let's see what Quickdraw does here. I think it has been a little bit since we've seen a this turn, perhaps. So that might be coming up. Although we do see 4 discards in discards. Very clear, but you know what I mean. You can also see the custom virus happening at some point just to purge a creature from your hands. Also, relevantly, there's still a active live ward, just to prevent a little bit of some combo Mars stuff that's going to happen. Now, if Quickdraw can quickly make 2 Ember and Forge Key, that could be pretty massive. Just because then, even in some annoying endgame where Nowinstereo is going to keep recurring the Psychic Network in Mars, you can at some point potentially just key charge for the win. But that's that Mars game is pretty scary. There is of course a not gateway that can deal with most of it if that lines up, but yeah. yeah, so yeah, oh yeah, right. Let's also quickly check the purge pile. It's not too massive. Quickdraw goes into logos here. Do we have a non-chess power? That would be that would probably be the dream card right here. Otherwise, we also have the poke for an ember, Eureka for no, we already saw the Eureka. Where is the Eureka? That's a good question. It's not in the discard pile. That's yeah. Oh, it was archived with the research problem. Okay, no, never mind. Huh? Okay. So yeah, we've seen the researcher archive the Eureka, and now Quickdraw takes the archive into the hand. Eurekas again and combat pheromones to use the beam buckler, which is just going to reap for 1 ember. Has 10 cards in hand right now, so probably won't be seeing any more redraws. But we see some creatures still coming down. So Quickdraw has decided that he still needs to be building a board here. Does go to check at 8 ember, so that's pretty good. But doesn't use the life worth and disappears the curator into Nowistereo's archives. Nowistereo is going to forge here. Just going to do some stuff. I think it's been quite a while since we've seen a Geisto turn, so that might actually be what is happening next. Yeah, the Director of COX is kind of scary because it's just going to, if left unanswered, is going to build up a huge archive for the knowledge's power or key abduction. Of course, for the knowledge's power, if you archive the knowledge's power, it kind of negates the knowledge's power. But for the key abduction, that does still work together nicely. And the Hexion, now it's a little bit awkward because if Nowinstereo here kills the Hexion, you can choose to first archive it and only then have its destroyed ability fizzle, so that Quickdraw won't be getting those 2 cards back into his archives. We see a little bit of an awkward Mars turn here. Loyalty implants, Floxe, Skewer, and Seismic Network discarding Waste Not. Oh, okay. Doesn't want to purge the Hexion here. That's interesting. And instead opts to purge his own Mars creature. I wonder if Nowinstereo knows about that timing interaction. Because I think the Hexion is not really something you want to leave on the board. And Quickdraw relatively also gets to forge a key here. With a hypothetical key abduction in hand, would need to make, after even with the beam blocker, 3 more ember this turn. That also means that picking up your archive as Nowinstereo is pretty difficult here. Because if you do, you give 2 cards back to Quickdraw, 3 after this turn. And then if they have the key abduction in hand, that could be tricky. Quickdraw in the meantime is just going to go into Logos, Neutron Sharks to archive the Hexion and kill the Harvest Skimmer. Or something else. Yeah, takes out the Cursed Tomb and immediately is stopped again. But I think this time it was a lot less relevant. And it's going to use the life ward here We'll probably put one of those locals creatures, probably the Neutron Shark, into Nowinstereo's archives. And also at least hasn't hit the key abduction with that discard from the shark. But it's interesting that the first game we saw things going very well for Quickdraw with the GR deck, and now the GR deck is floundering pretty hard, I would say. Might come down to Quickdraw in the first game finding those Don't Believe Your Eyes pretty early and being able to use it a few times, even if incorrectly so first. Yeah, it's going to put the Neutron Shark into the archives. And it's going worse and worse for Nowinstereo here. So with you probably need some Don't Believe Your Eyes here, and then even then it's tricky. Because assuming the director lives to the beginning of next turn, you would only need 3 Ember, I think, to key abduction. At 12 cards in hand, the key abduction loses you a card, but also gives you an Ember, so that evens out. Nowinstereo goes into Geistoid and picks up the archive, which will put 3 more cards into Quickdraw's hand, which means I believe that even with 0 Ember, if Quickdraw has the quick key charge, key abduction, sorry, right now, he will win. Because, okay, the taking out the director is relevant, so now he will need at least 1 Ember. But I think that comes down to the same, because he won't be able to take away all of Quickdraw's Ember in Geistoid. So yeah, 14 cards in hand, 13 cards after the key abduction, but at 5 Ember. If Quickdraw has the key abduction here, I believe he has 1. Now, most of that archiving is random, of course. There's an Hexpion, then there's 2 random cards in hand, a random card from the top of the deck, and another random card from the top of the deck. But yeah, Nowinstereo really hoping that key abduction is in the last 5 cards for Quickdraw. Yeah, it seems like Quickdraw is pretty much on the cusp of winning. Goes into Mars, takes the cards and key abduction, and yeah, that's going to win Quickdraw the game. Good game to them, even with a sneaky second game as practice. Let's call it that. But yeah, congratulations to Quickdraw. We'll be moving on to the next round. And yeah, the Don't Believe Your Eyes being deep in the deck made it difficult. No, I don't think there was one in the archives. Yeah. Games blurring together a little bit. But yeah, a clean 2-0, I would say. Thank you all for watching. Oh, right. Yeah, I definitely didn't get the logs from game 2.0, but I have them right now. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and tonight in a half hour and 5, right? Yeah, half hour and 5. or 5.5 hours, there will be a recap stream to talk about everything that happened this week. And see you guys then, perhaps. Bye for now.